Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla, and I want to say thank you for stopping by for a visit today. It is Tuesday, and I am home alone. Of course, Big Daddy's at work, Elijah's at work, and I can only say that for so much longer because Elijah's moving out by the end of the week. Well, I think on Friday he can start moving his stuff, and so then I won't have to say Elijah's at work. I'll just assume he's at work, but I really won't know what he's up to, and that's okay. Today I am drinking salted caramel coffee with coffee creamer. And I will say it is really good. Really, really good. And today I am winding up by hand some little tiny scrap balls. Some of them are tiny. So this is my scrap ball bucket. It's just a cheese ball bucket that came from Walmart full of cheese balls at one time. I don't even know how long I've had this bucket. I think I have two of them. One of them has something in it. I don't even know where that is, to tell you the truth. I think it's in a cabinet. And then this one I keep my scrap balls in, and some of them have come unruly. And so it's been a long time since I've wound those up to make, and they've just been in there rolling around. And sometimes I just have little bits of floppies that are not worth putting back in the cabinet. So I've just kind of stuffed in the top of that. And so it's time to roll those up. So that's what I'm trying to do. Rolling up scrap balls. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and your week is going good. Like I said, Elijah will be starting to move out on the Friday, the 18th, and he's been packing and getting all his stuff together. So we have boxes everywhere. Like it's just boxes, boxes, boxes. And that's okay because it's just for a week. Then I think on Friday, he'll probably load his vehicle up, and Big Daddy can he can load Big Daddy's truck up, and Big Daddy can drive stuff over for him. Big Daddy's not going to be lifting anything. I've already made that clear, and Elijah does know that and understand that, and he doesn't want his dad lifting on anything either. So that's the story. Elijah will have to have his brother Dakota, our oldest son. If you're new here and you don't know my family, Big Daddy's my husband, and Elijah is our youngest son, and Dakota is our oldest son. So that's who I'm talking about. He'll have to have Dakota's help moving his heavy, heavy furniture because he has a lot of heavy furniture in his room. So he'll have to have Dakota's help in doing that. But other than that, and they can load it in Big Daddy's truck, and Big Daddy can drive it over there. And I guess they could load Dakota's Jeep, and he could drive stuff over too. But they just need to coordinate their off hours together. Anyway, so this past weekend, Big Daddy and I took a little day trip, and drove up to El Dorado, Arkansas. And I did not even record anything about that. And then Big Daddy asked me later that night on the way home. It was dark. We were driving home. And he said, "How come you didn't record any video clips today?" And I said, "I don't know. I didn't even think about it. I was just in the moment, enjoying the time with him." We had a good day just driving up to El Dorado, Arkansas, which is it took us about an hour and a half, between an hour and a half and 2 hours to get there. I think we decided to leave here at 3, and we had to stop and get gas, and we made it to our destination just before 5. Just before 5. Because, okay, you know that we're having an empty room come up in our house, and the big debate is who gets the room. We all know I'm getting that room, right? Big Daddy has the whole den. It is decorated for him. It is all his stuff. It's where he sits. Nobody else sits in this room. It's his room. Nobody else goes in that. It's not a family room. We have a living room, but the den is totally Big Daddy's. No one else goes in there. No one sits in there. No one can stand to watch TV with him because he doesn't just leave it on one channel. He clicks, 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 and goes from different channels to different channels. So nobody can stand to watch TV with him. Nobody sits in there. We might go in there and just talk to him about something, but we're not like hanging out in there. Um, so he has his own room. He does. And so he realized anything that he would put in that room would fit in a little chef robe. And so I got online and found one in El Dorado, Arkansas at a big, huge flea market store. And so we drove up there to get him this chef robe. It's made of cedar, and so he loves it, and it's perfect for him. Perfect. So anyway, we went and got that, and then we what else did we do in El Dorado? He wanted Chinese food, and so we went to this little hole in the wall for Chinese food, and he ate some Chinese food, and then we went to Hobby Lobby. No, we went to Dollar Tree after that, and then he was like, "Do you want to go to Hobby Lobby?" And I said, "No." And he pulled up in the parking lot. It was all one big, long parking lot. Dollar Tree was way down at one end. Hobby Lobby was at the other end. He pulled up at the Hobby Lobby doors and said, "Go on in, look around. I'm just going to sit right here and wait on you." So I said, "Well, if you're making me." And I got out and went in. I did not buy not one skein of yarn. I did not even go to the yarn. I looked at holiday stuff that was on sale. Because I have a few things in mind that I was wanting to pull off, and so I just looked at the holiday stuff. I think fall stuff was like 75% off, and all the Christmas stuff was 60% off. So I just looked and I picked up a few things that I needed. I don't even know where that bag is. I don't even know. And then we just looked for a Sonic to get me a tea, but obviously, I don't know, maybe they didn't have Sonics. We could never find one. So then we drove home slowly, and so we had a good outing, good afternoon there, good night. Just driving up there to get him that chef robe. And then Sunday, I was laying in the bed, and I looked at my phone, and someone had said that they had there's a little warehouse place here that I've never been to, called B&E Warehouse. Someone said they had heated socks for $3 a pair, and this is a place that has brand new merchandise. It's not opened or anything like that. The merchandise isn't. And so I got up and I told Big Daddy that this place supposedly had heated socks for $3 a pair. I said, "Do you want to ride over there?" And he said, "Yeah, we could," because we had a Walmart order we needed to go pick up also. And so we rode over there, I went in this little store, little bitty tiny store that is packed full of merchandise and packed full of people. On top of that, it is a lot of people were in there. But anyway, I did find the heated socks. They're just kind of thermal socks, is all they are. But I ended up getting 4 pair, um, just to see. I mean, I need to keep my feet warm, along with keeping my hands warm. So I did get 4 pair of those heated socks. Um, like I said, they're not battery operated or anything like that. They're just like, I guess, some kind of thermal material socks. I don't know. So then what did we do after that? We went to Walmart to pick up our pickup order, and it took over 2 hours to get our order. That place was crazy. People were standing outside their cars. I don't know. It was crazy. And that was a town that I don't usually do a pickup order in. And I don't plan on ever doing a pickup order in that town again because it was very, very crazy. And this one guy came and we told him, like what we were waiting on, like we were waving the employees down. And he said, okay, I'll go get it. I'll be right out with it. Well, he never did come right out. And a little bit later, I seen him go get in a vehicle and leave. So I guess he got off work or went on break or something. I don't know. But so we had to find somebody else and tell them. And it took over 2 hours to get our order. Yeah. And we had planned to go to Ollie's after that. But by the time we got our order, we were ready to come home. So that's what we did. And then yesterday I had a doctor's appointment with the cardiologist. And the way this come about was I had an EKG a while back before my surgery. And I guess the EKG was a little bit abnormal. And so after the EKG, they were just scheduling me for these things left and right. I had a echogram for my heart, and then after that, they scheduled me for a CAT scan of my heart and a CAT scan of my lungs. And so then next thing I know, they were scheduling me to see a cardiologist. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. So I did go and have this appointment with the cardiologist. First time I've ever seen a cardiologist for myself. And so she was really, really nice. I really liked her. But she had some not so good news. Back, let's see, was it 2 years ago, nearly 3 years ago now, maybe, when I got my feeding tube put in? I can't even remember what year that was. When I got my feeding tube put in, it's been over a year. It's been over a year, so maybe 2 years coming up this February when I got my feeding tube. But as we were planning, finding out what all was going on with my esophagus, because I had had it stretched many times. I had had lots of scopes done to see what was going on, lots of tests, lots of swallowing tests, um, ultrasound type things while I was swallowing to find out what was going on. I can't remember the name of that test, but it lets them see what's going on. And when they found out, that scleroderma had hardened my esophagus and was not contracting and working to push food down. When I went into my doctor's appointment and he told me that scleroderma has hardened your esophagus, I knew I had scleroderma, um, but it's a diagnosis that I had rejected. I did not want scleroderma because scleroderma can be a death sentence. It can, because there's nothing good about scleroderma at all. Which there's nothing good about a lot of different diagnoses, but scleroderma in general, it can do a lot of bad things to the body. And so, as my doctor told me what was going on, it was hard to hear that. And I asked him, and I was trying to get this out without crying because I wanted to just bust out crying. And I tried to get it out, and I was asking him, does this mean scleroderma is going to harden my lungs and my heart? Because that's a possibility. And he said, I don't know, but right now let's just worry about your esophagus. That's what, we need to pay attention to right now, and that's what we need to work on. So I ended up, getting the feeding tube because scleroderma hardened my esophagus. So in the back of my mind, I've known all this was a possibility. So when I went into my appointment yesterday, my heart has started to stiffen. So scleroderma is working on my heart now. Um, I'm taking this new medication. Well, I've taken the medication before in the past and had to get off of it because it upset my liver. So that was many, many, many years ago. So we're trying this medication again to hopefully slow the process of scleroderma and everything else that's going on. But anyway, that's what I'm dealing with now. Is scleroderma has started to harden my heart. It's stage 1, so it's not anything. It's not like it's the end of the line for me. It's not. It's not. I got time. Okay. It is stage 1. She doesn't. I asked her, how fast does that progress, and she really doesn't know. She said it's different for everyone. They're just going to keep an eye on it. So I'm going to have to get echograms regularly to monitor it. And then I'll, be seeing her regularly. Like each time I get an echogram, I have to come back and see her and see what the progress is and stuff like that. So we'll see. Um, I'm okay. I'm okay. I really am. It's hard to hear that. Gosh, it's hard to hear that, because it's a possibility, but you hope that you'll be spared. Big Daddy was there with me, thank goodness. I'm glad he was there with me. He's my rock. He is my rock. I don't know what I'd do without that man. I don't know what he'd do without me either. So yeah, um, just to let what came about in my appointment. That's what came about, but that's not what I'm going to focus on. Okay, I'm just letting you guys know that that's a thing now, but I'm not going to focus on that. I got too much living to do. I got too much life left in me. And let's be honest, I don't want to live till I'm 100. I do not want to live. I don't want to live till I'm 100 years old. I don't want to live until I have dementia and don't know what's going on in this world. I hope the good Lord takes me before then. Um, I don't want to. I don't want to live until I'm totally dependent on other people for my care needs. I would hate that. I would very much so hate that. I'm an independent person. I like to, do things myself. There are things I have to have help with, and it kills me. It kills me. But I do have to have help doing some things. But anyway, and my hand is healing very good. So, and I'm getting used to using it with little. I'm calling it my crawfish claw because in Louisiana we have crawfish and not lobsters. So it's my crawfish claw, and I can use that to do things. And I use my hand, to kind of help me hold things or whatever. But you see, like I can hold this ball of yarn with my thumb. So, I'm getting used to using it, although I still reach for stuff. Like some things I can reach and I can pick up like this. Some things I need another finger to pick up stuff with, and I still reach and um, try to pick up stuff as if I still had that pinky there. And then I'm like, so I have to use the other hand. But sometimes, like when I'm sitting at my desk, I drop things all the time. That's just the way it is for me. It's been like that for a long time. Um, but I'll drop something and say it lands over here. I just bend over and try to pick it up, and then I'm just like, so then I have to get where this hand can reach it and pick it up. But I am getting, a little bit better at using this hand. It's still a little bit of soreness in there. Um, and I am starting to put some pressure on this hand when I'm getting in bed at night because it's closed up really well. Before, I wasn't putting any pressure on this hand because I didn't want that skin to, like pop open or anything. But it's doing so good that I decided I would try putting pressure on it, and I did, and it was fine. So therefore, I'm using it now more, and it's not too good at getting out tangles though. Oh goodness. Um, Big Daddy's at work, like I said, but he's already called me today. I think he wants to go to town when he gets home. We have something we need to exchange. And then also, I told you Elijah was packing up his stuff in the kitchen. Now, my kids have grown up cooking. They each loved cooking different ways. uh, Dakota was chef, has always baked, and he is a chef at a restaurant. But he has always baked, and as my kids got older and outgrew toys, we bought them things that were their hobbies, such as Dakota would get measuring cups and measuring spoons and baking wares, all kinds of stuff for baking and things like that. Well, Elijah, over the years, we have gotten him, and he's bought himself some too, like cutting boards, really nice knife sets, big, huge woks, skillets, boilers. And there were things that were his because they were a gift for him, or either he bought himself, or, but they were in the kitchen and we all used it, you know what I'm saying? Well, now that he's moving out, he's in there picking out all his stuff and boxing it up. So there goes the other half of our kitchen. We lost half the kitchen when Dakota moved out. I mean, like the stand mixer was actually Dakota's because he had a KitchenAid stand mixer, and so we lost that. We had to go get us a little mixer after Dakota moved out. Big Daddy just got a little hand mixer um, at a thrift store after Dakota moved out. But anyway, so now Elijah's moving out, and there goes the other half of our kitchen. And so we've just been joking about that, making, making little jokes about it. But yeah, it's Elijah's stuff, so we fully expect him to take his stuff with him. But it's just funny, everything is like, oh, that was his. Oh, that's his. And so, and then there was things in there. He's like, "Can I take this?" I'm like, "No, that's mine." Um, and then I've gave him some things too. We had plenty of plates, so I gave him plates and bowls that matched and everything. So he'll be set. Um, he will be all set. And personally, I like using plastic knives and spoons like this because cold metal knives, spoons, and forks. I don't know if I said forks, but anyway, forks. They're too cold for my hands to use. So I always keep me plastic knives and spoons. I mean, I don't know why I keep saying knives. I ain't cutting anything. Forks and spoons. I always keep me plastic forks and spoons because, yeah, the others are too cold for my hands to hold. Anyway, guys, I'm just chatting about all kinds of crazy stuff, ain't I? The good, the bad, and the ugly. That's what this is. Yeah, there was something I started crocheting and obviously changed my mind on. Oh, goodness. So, yeah, next week, after Elijah gets all his stuff out of here, it'll just be me and Big Daddy and Phoebe. And that's going to be different for me, especially because I won't have other dogs to tend to during the day. Oh, my son Dakota got a new pup yesterday when we left the hospital. Um, he's off on Mondays, and so he called to see where we were, and I told him we're leaving the hospital. And Big Daddy needed to go to work, but he wanted to get him a bite to eat real quick before he went to work, and so I told him that we're fixing to run to Captain D's, which is like a fast food seafood restaurant type thing. And so I told him we were going to run to Captain D's to come meet us over there. And he said, "Well, I don't know if I don't think I can, but I was coming to y'all's house." And so um, I said, "Just come by and meet us over there." And so he did. Um, and he had gotten something new. As you probably all remember, his dog Taco of 12 years passed away a few months back, and so he didn't want to get a dog right away. He actually had said that he may not ever get another dog after Taco, that he would probably just stick with his cat. And so it's been really hard on him since he lost Taco. Well, he decided he was going to get a new puppy. And so he found a puppy he wanted, and he went and got it yesterday morning. And so that's what he had with him. But it was cool here. It was not hot by any means. And so he did come in Captain D's with us, left his new baby in his Jeep um, in a doggy car seat with blankets and stuff. And so he came in Captain D's with us. And then Big Daddy needed to go to work, but Dakota was going to take his new puppy to getting groomed. And so I decided I would just go with Dakota, and then he could bring me home and Big Daddy could go on to work. So I'll pop in a picture of Dakota's new puppy right here. Isn't that baby adorable? He is so cute. Dakota hasn't decided on his name yet. He said I was like, what are you going to name him? He said, I don't know. He said, I kind of want a human name. I'm like what, Kevin? I don't know. He said, I don't know. I just wanted to give him kind of a human name. And so we, talked about some different names. And we actually called him Duke yesterday. We was kind of calling him Duke. But then Dakota said he's not really set on that. Dakota is my son who's all about the royals, all about the royal family and all. So kind of talked about Duke. And we called him that, but then Dakota said he really wasn't set on that yet. So he doesn't have a name as of I know of right now. So hopefully he will decide on his name soon. But we took him by PetSmart and got him groomed, and he's so cute, so very cute, and just the sweetest little puppy, very calm. Like I've never had a calm dog like that. Phoebe was never that calm. Phoebe was cray cray from the get go. And so I don't know how his cats took him or anything. I texted him, but I think he had got up at 5:30 yesterday morning and went and baked some stuff for the coffee house, the restaurant that he works for, his pastry chef. They also own the coffee house, and so he bakes pastries for the coffee house also. So he had got up at 5:30 yesterday morning and went and baked some things for them, and then went and got his puppy, and then met us. So it was a long day. So I think he went to bed early last night. But anyway, it's cutest. He said for Christmas, me and Big Daddy for Christmas, we got a new grandbaby, his puppy. Oh, goodness, that was funny. That was so funny. So, yeah, we have a new little grandbaby. And I did get him a little toy at PetSmart. So, I got him a toy. I'm already spoiling him. I'm going to have to make him a sweater or something. Oh, I forget what I was told Dakota. When Dakota left, I said, we went in PetSmart. There was, he was looking for him a little shirt, and they were all way too big for him. And so I said, oh, I have some smaller shirts and stuff at home because I have ones that were Phoebe's when she was little. And so then whenever he started to leave, I said, was there something I was supposed to get for you? And he said, not that I know of. And so I was trying to think, was I supposed to give him something? Did I have something I was giving him? But I could never think of it. That's what it was. I just now thought of it. Shirts for the dog. But actually, now that I think about it, all of Phoebe's are probably pink and girlish, but I don't know. I don't know if that matters with dogs. Do dogs care? I don't think so. Anyway, I've still got a good bit to ball up here. So that's what I'm working on today, getting my scrap balls just balled up because I have some in here that's not balled up that probably just got shoved in here because it was too little bit of yarn to put back in the cabinet. And so I just, balled it up and put it in here. Now my coffee's getting cold. Well, guys, I have just rambled and just told you all about nothing, right? But thanks for sitting with me while I was balling up some yarn. I've got a good bit balled up here, and I need to continue to work on this to ball up the rest of this yarn. But I hope you all are having a great week, and we'll see what else we get into this week. But I will talk to you all soon. Bye, friends.